morning, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this beautiful Wednesday, March 19th. I am here with the Burma Shavers. It is Steve Fowler and Jerry Wilson, and we are going to have some fun today. They've got a new album coming out. Are you fired up for your new album, boys?
All fired up. It's out.
Yeah. It is out. It's not coming out. It is out. All right, we're going to talk about the new Burma Shavers album as well as many things with Steve and Jerry here as the morning wears along on this beautiful Wednesday morning. So let's just get right to it so we can get to hear their music real quick. You're watching, again, Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Let's tell you a little bit about a few things going on in and around our area today. I'm probably also going to throw in a little bit of stuff for tomorrow as well because, well, it's our next show is going to be Friday. So after today, then we'll have a Friday show. Today, now, here in Clay County, this you want to hear about, you want to learn about it. It is a meeting to an informational, let's call it that, an informational meeting for the big facilities tax that is on the ballot on April 1st. It's at the floor of First Christian Church. The facilities tax meeting, it's going to be at 6 o'clock tonight. The Flora School District will host an informational meeting open to the public at the First Christian Church at 6 p.m. tonight. The school district encourages everyone to attend so that you can learn more about the tax and ask any questions that you might have. You can also visit with your district website, floraschools.com. Click on the district link, and then it'll have a 1% county school facilities tax link if you want to obtain further information about the tax. We had Joel Hackney on here last week. I've tried to run it a couple of more times along with the Keith Price and the fellow from Clay City, and we've we're trying to make sure that everybody in the public knows what's going on. So this is another opportunity. If you have questions about this tax that is on your ballot on the 1st, by all means, take a few minutes, go to the meeting. What else going on tonight? Up in Effingham, me and the boys were talking about this a little bit earlier. Songwriter open mic night at the Village Wine. This recurs weekly on Wednesday night. Enjoy songwriter open microphone night. It's presented by Poss Music Works at the Village Wine up in Effingham. Sign up or play or just come on up and enjoy the show. Starts at 7:30 p.m. every Wednesday night at the Village Wine and Spirits. You know where that is. 109 South Banker in Effingham, so an easy place to find. What else going on this week? Taking a look a little bit further down the line, looking at March 20th, Spring Quilt Bingo. I love it. At the St. Cecilia's Church and Parish Center in Bartelso, Illinois. Couldn't find a whole much going on Thursday night. But they will have an amazing night of bingo, if you could call bingo amazing. But this sounds fun. Beautiful quilts, cash awards for ties, attendance prizes, and refreshments. This event is sponsored by the ladies' sorority there up there. The bingo. Now, fellas, have you ever played bingo for quilts?
Not for quilts, but that sounds like a fun idea.
It does sound like a good time. When's the last time you put a good quilt on?
It's been a while since I did any patchwork, but you know, it's still there. The possibility's there.
Well, absolutely right. Absolutely right. So, yeah, there you go, folks. Bingo. It's a spring quilt bingo in Bartelso this evening, Thursday evening. What time was that? 6:30 to 9:30 over there in Bartelso. What else going on? You know, this is not the first clumsy thing I've done this week, but let's hope it's the last. HSHS's Savvy Senior up there in Effingham, the Effingham Senior Activity Center. They put this thing on every month. It's going to be tomorrow afternoon, from 11 o'clock until 3 p.m. It's free to seniors over age 60. Benny and the Amigos will be performing at noon. Again, this is at the Effingham Senior Activity Center at 209 South Merchant Street in Effingham. You want to make sure get there early so you can catch a pick or something. Who knows? What else going on here on the 19th? Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy National Chocolate Caramel Day. It's a great combination celebrated each year here on March 19th. Enjoy chocolate and caramel in your favorite candy bar, ice cream, or dessert. It's going to put a smile on most folks' faces. The combination also invokes some cravings for chocolate caramel toffee, as well as coffee for that matter. Milkshakes are just about any treat with this hard-to-resist combination. All right. While Milton Hershey receives a lot of credit for making chocolate caramel popular, he did make his living by making caramel before he added chocolate to it. Recipes for caramels existed as early as the 1890s. However, Hershey's fascination with an exhibit at the 1893 World Columbian Exposition was what got him fired up for the production of German chocolate. So fascinated, in fact, he purchased the equipment from the exhibit. Soon he was producing chocolate bars, many of which included his company's bedrock ingredient, caramel. So in entirely wonderful ways. What's the best way to enjoy caramel? Well, add caramel to chocolate ice cream, savor your favorite chocolate caramel candy bar. Who knows? There's all kinds of, everybody has a different way. Does the day celebrate salted caramel as well as regular caramel? Of course it does. You enjoy salted caramel just the same. Boys, what's your favorite way to eat caramel and chocolate?
A Heath bar sounds good. Is that caramel?
Heath bar sounds good.
Is that made by
toffee.
Hershey? If not, I mean, you may have
It was made up in, they used to make that in Robinson. I think Hershey bought it. Either Mars or Hershey bought it. But yeah, Heath was a company up in Robinson.
We did see that building one time when we were up there.
I like the little turtles.
Ooh, that does sound good.
Yeah, the turtles, that's the way. Throw those things in the refrigerator so they get a real nice little solid bite. Yeah, all right,
that is good.
I can do that. What else going on today, ladies and gentlemen? This is National Poultry Day. Each March 19th is National Poultry Day. No foul moods or ruffled feathers. You like that, don't you? However, there may be some quacking and gobbling going on. Kick off the day with eggs, maybe and turkey bacon for breakfast. Around lunchtime, serve an open-faced turkey avocado sandwich, and then perhaps finish off the day with a good old-fashioned fried chicken dinner. Poultry refers to domestic birds that are raised for meat and eggs. These birds, of course, include chicken, turkey, ducks, geese, quail, and pheasant. Poultry is farmed in large numbers, with chicken being the most numerous. It's believed that chicken was introduced to American soil by the European explorers in the 16th century. I did not realize chickens were not indigenous to the United States. You're a former teacher.
Illinois had prairie chickens, our own version of the native prairie chicken, which I think up at Jasper is about the last place they even exist now.
Oh, they still have them?
Yeah, up at Newton Lake, up in that conservation area. But I didn't know the original chickens, what we think of, came from Europe.
I had no idea of that as well. It came from Europe. Over time, chicken consumption in the U.S. increased. During World War II, due to a shortage of beef and pork, chicken stepped in to fill the protein need. All kinds of different ways to make chicken. How many chickens do you think there are in the world? And let's put that a different way. Are there more chickens in the world than people?
Yeah.
8 billion people.
At any given time?
Right now.
Right now. I'll say no.
I'll say yes.
There are, let's find the chicken page. 25 billion chickens.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Probably need to be that many because the way I've seen dogs just take out a bunch in at one rut. There you go. So National Poultry Day and implores folks to enjoy chicken. So chicken or other poultry. I haven't had duck in a long time. I don't think I've ever had pheasant. You boys ever eat any of that weird game?
Pheasant and quail. Yeah, I've had pheasant and quail, but I've never had duck, so.
Never had duck?
No.
Duck's pretty good.
25 billion chickens, that's why I always order the family bucket.
Well, see, now there you go. There's you're helping out. There's plenty of other fish in that sea, aren't there?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. What else going on today? I think I flashed it up there. National Backyard Day. Our backyards have become a home away from home. Our playgrounds, an extension of our homes. And on March 19th, folks celebrating National Backyard Day in all the ways that we've transformed the spaces and places that we call our oasis. So celebrate your backyard. This was started back in 2020 by, who do you think would be the business if a business was going to start National Backyard Day? It is a business here, started National Backyard Day, and it kind of surprised me. But what business would celebrate National Backyard Day that is a little unusual?
A barbecue sauce.
Scott, how about
That's a great thought.
Scott's Turf Builder?
See, now that was what I would think. Scott's Turf Builders would start it. How about Zyrtec? Isn't it an allergy company or something like?
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Zyrtec started National Backyard Day 5 years ago. That is marketing, ladies.
That is.
That's pretty impressive. What do you want to see on TV, folks? It's Wednesday the 19th, national tournament. The basketball tournament starts tomorrow night. However, the play-in games are going on right now. As at 5:40 tonight, the Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers will take on the American University Eagles. Now, folks always looking for those first games because they aren't on CBS or the normal places you look. This is on True TV. Channel 284 on the Wabash thing. So, channel 284 if you want to watch basketball in the NCAA tournament tonight. That'll be followed by Xavier taking on the Longhorns from Texas. Now, Xavier, the winner of that game will play Illinois. Who do you think's going to play against Illinois there, Jerry? Do you think you've been watching much college hoops?
Yeah. You say Xavier plays Texas?
Xavier plays Texas. Winner gets Illinois Friday night.
I'd have to say Texas.
Yeah, Texas is pretty good.
Texas is a lot like Illinois. They look great one game, and the next game you're like, these guys are no good. But
yeah.
That's the way Texas is, too.
Yeah.
They can beat anybody or get beat by anybody.
There you go. What else? Who else playing? The NIT starts up. Actually, I think it started last night, but there are some NIT games to tell you about. Triple header on ESPN2, Channel 361. At 6 o'clock, Florida Atlantic is at Dayton. At 8 o'clock, it's Northern Iowa, the Panthers at the SMU Mustangs. And finally, at 10 o'clock, Loyola Chicago heads over to San Jose, take on the San Jose State Spartans. Again, all those on ESPN2, Channel 361. Hockey tonight, doubleheader on TNT. Colorado is at Toronto, followed by the Kraken at the Wild. And again, TNT, Channel 273. And finally, the NBA has a couple 3 games you can watch tonight as well. A doubleheader on ESPN. It'll be the Pistons at the Heat at 6:30 on Channel 360. That's followed by the Nuggets at the Kings. At the Lakers. And then also the Bulls will be at Phoenix on Chicago Sports Network, Channel 353. We got a big day planned today. We've got the Burma Shavers here. We're going to talk to them about their new album and all their big gigs coming up this year. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back right after these. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Bruce Dickey here with Wabash Cats TV. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you also for tuning into Wabash Cats TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. You can find it here daily at 9 a.m. and at 1 p.m. Talk about all kinds of different subjects. People, interesting folks in the community, community events coming up, just all kinds of stuff that will matter to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
My grandfather, Carol Rush, opened Rush Appliance in October of 1949. This is Sean Rush, and I am driven by the same determination and commitment to quality that set us on the road to success. A lot has changed in the appliance industry since 1949, but at Rush Appliance, we're doing everything we can to remain trusted, strong, and competitive. We are extremely proud of our roots, and we look forward to providing you with quality and service at Rush Appliance and Furniture Company in downtown Fairfield.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
And a very pleasant good morning. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, as joined here today by our good friends, the Burma Shavers, Steve Fowler. How you doing, Steve?
Fantastic, Bruce. Yourself?
I am outstanding. Thank you so much for asking. How you doing, Jerry?
Great, doing great.
Jerry and Steve, how did the Burma Shavers get together? What happened to get you guys put together and deciding, hey, let's make a band?
You want to make something up for this one?
Well,
You're always good at it, Jerry.
yeah, I'm good at making things up. Well, Steve actually went to school with Lamar Chode, who I played in a lot of bands with over the years, and
Right.
so there was that connection. And then a couple times, way back in his younger days, Steve would come to Wayne City, and so I got to meet him there. Then years down the road, Steve was putting out a solo project, and he asked me if I'd want to come over to his house in Evansville and play a little lead guitar on it. So we did, and that's kind of how we first got to know each other. Then Steve, Lamar, and I kind of had a little group for a while called Rattle Watch, and we would play quite a bit. And then that kind of morphed into the Burma Shaver, and then I was the apostrophe S at the end of Burma Shaver. Told him I'd play lead for him anytime he wanted to go out, and then one thing led to another. Now we play about 50 times a year together. So
you're up to about 50. So what was the time frame? How long you been playing?
5 years?
Well, time's got away from us a little bit. Yeah, I think it was about mid-2018. I think we ended up doing about 30 shows, and then it was on from there.
That's a lot of fun. I mean, because you're doing these shows, varying size places, varying size groups, and it's an interesting. The Burma Shaver show is a little different probably than anybody else's show that is around in it. Tell me how, because you guys, most folks don't play their own stuff.
Right. It's all original music that we play every show. So with 8 albums, 112 tracks, that's easy to do. But most folks don't go out to see original music, so we're blessed by those that do, and we'll go anywhere that anybody would like to have us play.
Well, that is cool, and the thing that I think is just a blessing is that you're able to find 50, 60, however many you're able to find every year, and do you? Well, you said 8 albums.
Yes.
I've got one of them sitting right here. This is for the new album this year. I'll show the picture of it a little closer. Well, I may as well show the picture of it now. Tell me about Live Hot Lather. List number 8, set number 8.
Well, we're very creative. This is our 8th one. This is Live Hot Leather number 8. The last
Yeah,
one
they're
was-
all hot leather.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because we record live. We don't go back and overdub a bunch of stuff. We just record live. We want the CDs to sound just like if you came to a coffee shop and heard us play.
Right.
So we don't have orchestras or anything. It's just basically just us sitting there and playing in front of live audiences. And so that's one of the things that make us different.
The folks that come to see your shows, I'm guessing you get a lot of return people. I mean, if somebody saw your show in 2020 or something, you're probably seeing them again now, aren't you?
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. I said, we're kind of a 20-60-20 outfit.
How do you mean?
20% really like us.
Okay.
60% kind of nod and drink their coffee, and 20% don't like us. But those 20% that do like us are pretty loyal, and we're thankful for that.
Well, now that's cool. How about what do you think about the 20% that don't like you? How do you know they don't like you? Has anybody thrown anything at you, Steve?
No, but a few have walked out.
Well, now that's not. Maybe they had appointments.
Well, yeah, and like if you happen to play at a restaurant or something, some people just want to go eat. They don't want to hear background music,
Yeah.
so they're not going to pay. They're not going to care about it.
Yeah.
But then you got 20% that might like, oh, I reckon they'll stay and order an appetizer or something more. So that's why I say 20, 60, 20. But if we can get 20, that's great.
Who is the? How does the writing process work? Do you come up with a song and bring it in, or do you come up with a song and bring it in to Jerry? Or do you both sit down together? You don't live in the same town.
No.
We don't live in the same state.
You don't live in the same state.
Get out of that state you're in.
That'd be a good song.
Well, I'll tell you how it works.
Yeah, tell me how it works.
He's got a song. He says, hey, I got a song, so we'll listen to it. And then I'll add some parts to it. And it's the same way the other way. I say, I've got a song. What do you think? And then we'll add some parts to it. So very rarely does just one of us write a song and it's already all done and already set. We bring it to the table and, kind of tweak it before we finish it. So it is a partnership that way. But we don't ever sit around together like, okay, we need to write a song. We need a big hit. What are we going to write?
Yeah,
Let's start out with a G chord. No, we don't do that. He's got his ideas, bring it to me, and I got mine, bring it to him. Then we go from there.
How do you get into your lyrics? How do you do? I mean, I guess that's kind of may seem like a facile question, a naive question, but I mean, how do you write your lyrics? Where do they come from? Because the Burma Shavers lyrics, they're very playful. Well, like you said, we'll show. I've got their on one of the pictures. It has your motto of an eclectic, the whole thing. How do you get your lyrics? Because you guys kind of have a similar brainwave when it comes to writing lyrics, don't you think?
Yeah, they come from everywhere. It might come from a social situation that's going on. It might come from aches and pains that you have one day.
Mm-hmm.
It may come from a phrase that I hear you say that makes me think of something else, or think that's a phrase that means something to me.
Yeah.
It's all over the board.
But you sit down and what comes first for you, Steve? Does the tune pop into your head before you start writing the lyrics, or do you start?
I usually write partial lyrics, and then I find the tune and then finish it out from there.
Same way with you, Jerry?
No, I usually.
I'm gonna say I didn't figure you're a guitar guy first.
I usually have a run or a riff or a chord progression.
Yeah.
I think that sounds cool. I need to get that for a song, and then I'll go from there. But music usually comes first for me.
Yeah.
Now, there are some instances, like on this last CD, there's a song called Kentucky Mustang. And I was traveling, and you'll find this hard to believe, Bruce, but between Mount Vernon and Evansville on 64 last year, there was considerable slowing down.
No.
I know, it's hard to believe.
No.
There was considerable construction. Well, anyway, a true story is I'm coming over to play a gig, meeting him at Evansville, then we're going off somewhere. Speed goes down to 45. I go down to 45 like a good law-abiding citizen. I look in my rearview mirror and I see this car coming up. I'm like, there's no way that dude's going 45, but it's one lane. Well, he gets right behind me. It's a Kentucky license plate and a bright red Mustang.
Yeah.
And I'm driving. He's getting 2 feet from my backside.
Well, is he going to go around you? I mean, there's nowhere to go.
Oh, yes, there was. He passed me on the right shoulder, in the weeds, zipped around me, waved at me with one finger when he went by, which I guess is a Kentucky greeting, I don't know, and passed me. And then I thought, that's real great of you. And he's going back in. About 5 miles before I get to Grayville, I see some lights up there, and I thought, oh, the cops got somebody. Well, guess who it was?
The Kentucky Mustang.
Kentucky Mustang. And so I thought, I've got to write a song about that, because when I went by, I waved with all 5 fingers, but I waved at him when I went by. So,
oh, that's great.
so then I'm thinking, that's got to be a song, right?
You know, Kentucky Mustang, for crying out loud, you hear the words Kentucky Mustang, you think, or Mustang, and you think, well, you know, horses in Kentucky, of course. Yeah. Well, that is, well, I love how you put that together. That's outstanding. We're going to show some more stuff, talk a little bit more about this album here again with the Burma Shavers, Steve and Jerry, and we'll be back here on Big Talk right after these words. Do stick around.
Carson Auction Realty is pleased to offer a public auction 405 acres owned by the Richard Beaning Estate located in Clay and Wayne County, Illinois. This will be a combination live and online auction with bidding beginning February 1st. The live auction will be held Thursday, February 27th at 10 a.m. at the Thelma Keller Convention Center in Effingham, Illinois. This auction offers productive farmland, outstanding hunting, and ideal home sites and will be offered in 8 individual tracts ranging in size from 11 to 100 acres. Go to our website, www.carsonauctionrealty, for more information.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Cooper. And I am Stacey Earlywhite, and together we host By the Way with Beth and Stacey.
It airs Monday through Friday on Wabash Channel 100 at 11 a.m. and again at 3 p.m.
We love to follow Clay County history, and we've been venturing out too in other counties. We absolutely love history.
You can also find us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is By the Way with Beth and Stacey, or like and follow us on Facebook.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Big Talk and Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Cats TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. Joined today by the Burma Shavers. If folks want to learn more about the Burma Shavers, what is the best way to go about it?
We have a website, theburmashavers.com. Simple as that. www. And we're also on Facebook.
The Burma Shavers or just burmashavers.com?
The Burma Shavers.
TheBurmaShavers.com. Also, you can find you on Facebook. That's probably the easiest way to go. And on the sites here, you'll tell everybody when and where you're playing. And you had a big party about the new album last weekend. Sorry I didn't get you up here before that, but you were pretty busy party planning. Sounds like.
Oh yes, yeah, very professional job.
Tell me about the new album. What do we have other than Kentucky Mustang? Do we have a theme? Because you guys, if somebody asks you to, well, the motto is what? The eclectic,
Now, you'll have to pull it up on the screen
well, he seems-
for everybody to see.
I have to help you all. Well, man, let's go through the pictures. I'll change that then. You see, okay, now here's the picture for the current album,
Yes.
which I love. These are people, where do you find this stuff, Steve?
No, that's personal information.
That's my mom on the right.
Oh,
That's
it is?
No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
You got a bunch of gals in curlers.
Yeah, I look around through a lot of old pictures and old things until I find something that looks like it would be suitable, that we both like, and we decide to use that for a cover.
I love that.
You'll notice the lady on the left is holding a box of Burma Shave.
Oh, no, I didn't realize that.
Yes, she is.
Well, she sure is, isn't she?
So she'll have a happy husband when she gets home.
Well, with a full head of hair,
That's
too.
right.
That's really cool. I love this. This was the poster for the release party last weekend. Where in the world did you find the
I have no
screaming
idea.
dog?
But it looks like a dog that would be sitting maybe in front of the Lawrence Swell
Swell,
Orchestra,
yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, really it does. He's in front of a professional band. Did you have a good crowd there at the well, let's see, Saturday the 15th, that was before the weather, or after the weather.
It was the
wasn't
day after the weather, so it kept a few people away that might have traveled in.
Yeah.
But we had a pretty good crowd, and about half the people did travel in.
Oh, that's good.
Some from Washington, Indiana, some folks from up around Sisseton
Probably a
came
little
down.
bit of a breezy show in the shelter, or did
It's an enclosed show.
Oh, good, good. No, well, that's better. Tell me about the kid. You seem to have. There you are, original new wave acoustic eccentric Americana folk music duo.
That we're at least one of the top three that fit that category. I would think.
Where do you find the? You're not going to tell me where you find it.
I have no idea where I found
Do you
that
know any of
out,
those
but,
children?
Not that I know of.
All right. The question is that Rosebud that kid's riding?
Oh,
on?
that's a good question.
I like.
Let's say yes.
You seem to have an affinity for sleds.
Well, I was looking for something to fit wintertime shows. There's not a lot of pictures of people playing music outside in the wintertime, so
That's true.
Are you going to ask where we found that picture?
Well, no, I have.
Good, because you know I'm going to tell you?
Yeah. Where did you find that picture, Jerry?
None of your business.
You guys are a great interview.
we had no idea what pictures you were using. So
Well, no, see, that's the thing. God bless him. He sent me some pictures, and I threw them out. So, but I've been able to find some good ones. So, well, okay, I'll ask you again then. What is the theme of, or do we have a theme on the album?
there's not really a theme, although when we get done recording, quite often when we listen back to it, it'll have a certain feel or a certain groove. And this one starts off with some picking, and about 3/4 of the way through, it seems to kind of go into a, I don't know, kind of a spacey groove towards the end, I think, but that's just one person's opinion.
Where's the Indiana Theater that you have here?
Terre Haute.
Okay, that's pretty cool, and that is all right. I tell you what, let's do. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. The fellas going to tune up a little bit. Going to sing a couple songs. I've got some other live shots of them playing and talk about merch and all that other kind of stuff. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. The Burma Shavers are in the house. We'll be back right after these. Dead microphone. No, not dead.
When Justin, a local volunteer firefighter, needs one of the department's trucks serviced, he calls Cam, whose repair company keeps everything rolling. In turn, Justin helps keep Cam and all of the community safe. Together, they support each other. And Wayne White Electric Cooperative supports them and every member with safe and reliable power. It's why REMCs exist. And together, it all works.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this gorgeous March 19th. I am joined by Steve and by Jerry, the Burma Shavers, as we are talking about a wide variety of subjects. You said, fellas, you will end up playing, you think, 50, 60 shows a year. What's the typical, how long are the shows? If people go and go to a show, what do they expect when they go to a Burma Shavers show? Fireworks?
We have had fireworks, 4th of July once.
Stuff blowing up?
Yeah.
You're gonna break your guitar, Jerry?
No. I don't make enough money to break guitars. No.
It fell over once and we never heard the end of it.
I'll bet that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody finds you, you're probably on for about an hour or two, something like that.
Hour and a half to 2 hours is perfect.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll play 3 if that's what we're contracted to do.
Sometimes you play at a winery or a place like that, they may want 3 hours out of you, and so we got enough songs we can play 3 hours without repeating.
Well, you say you've got 8 albums.
But most of the time, it's a 2-hour show usually.
Okay, well, that's cool. And where is the next gig? Where are we going next? We're not really here promoting it because it's a couple of months away, right? But you'll find you at like festivals all over the summer.
Yeah, as of this date, our next gig is May 2nd in Washington, Indiana. Believe it or not, we have April off, and I know this is hard to believe, but we're going to work on recording a new album.
You're just releasing this one.
But then May hits heavy with 6 or 7 shows already lined up for May.
Where do you do most of your recording, Steve?
Various locations.
Yeah.
That remain a secret.
Well, that's good. I guess you don't want people to go shuffling in after you. And,
it's like the old wrestlers. We're from parts unknown.
All right, give you an idea, folks. Here's what you'll hear. We have the Burma Shavers. I saw this on your Facebook page, and that's just about more theatrics than you normally do.
Yeah, most shows we don't roll out the lights and all of that, but if it just depends on where you're playing and whether it's daytime or nighttime. But yeah, that's the whole kit and caboodle right there.
Well, that's a fireball right there. You've got a nice thing. What is the thing back in the back? Is that like an upside down table?
That's our PA system.
That's the PA system.
The big cylinder?
Yes. That's the PA system, believe it or not. And that's
really?
Yeah. And you run your guitars and mics all into that, and it's got that cylinder with the little horns in it, and then the bottom's got the bigger speaker. and those are great.
No kidding.
Yes, they're great.
This is not at all like what people are used to seeing at rock and roll shows.
No.
The big Marshall amps. That's not a big Marshall amp.
No. And I tell you what's nice. When you get my age, it's nice not to have to haul Marshall amps around. And we can set up in 15 minutes and we can tear down in 15 minutes. So
I was just wondering, it just caught my eye here. I didn't. So the treble coming out of the top, the bass coming out of the bottom.
Yes.
How's that sound? Pretty good
Sounds
sound?
great.
Does it really?
Yeah,
When'd you find that little piece of equipment? When was that?
Those kind of started coming in about 10 years ago. And then when we decided we were going to be playing quite a bit, we just went and invested in a good one.
Well, that's good.
And we've had it for 4.5, 5 years, and it's really done the job. But
Works perfectly
they're
for you.
great, yes.
Tell me about the Ferdinand Folk Festival. This looks like, I think, last year.
Yeah, I think it was. We've played the Ferdinand Folk Festival a few years now.
Okay.
We love it. They bring in national acts. We've been blessed enough to open on the main stage a couple times, but if we're not there, we really like playing the second stage because you get an audience up close to you that can really listen to what you're doing and what you're saying. So we like to play the second stage even more than the main stage.
When you play these festivals at different venues, different areas, are some festivals more engaged than others in response to you guys, or what do you find?
I think some, inherently, some are there to hear music.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you'll play somewhere where maybe people are there to shop for sundry items or go to the crafts part, and so they kind of walk by, stop a minute, go on. But the Ferdinand Festival is, like Steve said, is many acts there, and you get off to a side stage or the main stage, and they're there mainly to hear music.
Well, that's cool.
So that's kind of cool, you get to meet people from all over, and that's a neat thing.
Well, boys, are you ready to play a little music? What are we thinking here?
Probably not, but we will anyway.
You ready, ladies and gentlemen? The Burma Shavers.
With the crescent ridge trying to tighten up his defense before the first dig of the spur. Hoping to make $1 out of 15 cents. Can't feed a family on a salad full of words. There goes Roy, the scrapping boy, traversing taxes in Illinois. Don't staple no meat today. Overheated at the underpass, horns and hides and hills and hats, a pointless hand of patty cake. Broken hearts, auto parts, if the Saints came marching in, you missed the meeting. Walk-ins welcome, appointments referred, cause the fields are right for gleaming. Crisis with varied vices and lowered standards and higher prices. A village, it votes for its demise. There's always a wind-up before the pitch, and the carney's wise, so that bait then switched to Lila, dressed in deep disguise. Broken hearts, auto parts, if the Saints came marching in, you'd miss the meeting. Walk-ins welcome, appointments preferred, cause the fields are right for gleaming. Pick it, Jerry.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is so cool. The Burma Shavers. I was going to say, that sounded like you were singing about a barbershop, but that turned out to be about all kinds of different things, didn't it? Well, that is cool. That's the Burma Shavers. We'll come back, talk a little bit more, show a little bit more stuff, and as well as play another tune here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey with the Burma Shavers. Back after these. Stick around.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic Famous Maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory of Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are talking with the Burma Shavers today, who are Steve Fowler and Jerry Wilson, and here is their new album coming out. Well, it's come out already. And where can I find this album to purchase and or listen?
If you want to purchase the actual physical CD, just drop us a line and I will actually mail you one.
There you
anywhere
go.
in the continental U.S. So
I can probably go on Facebook and find
drop us a
your
line through
contact
Facebook,
information.
or if you just go to the webpage,
TheBurmaShavers.com.
TheBurmaShavers.com. There is a contact us button on there that will let you send an email.
And that song we just heard, Steve, is on that album, right?
It is.
Tell me what that was.
That was "The Fields Are Ripe for the Gleaning."
Gleaning, that's a word very few people will use anymore, other than John Deere. Or
maybe if they looked in the Bible, they might see it.
That's exactly right. That's what's that song about?
Well, you heard it.
Yes, I did hear it. I thought it was about auto parts and haircuts.
Well, it's for everybody to decide themselves what they get out of it.
Is that your typical answer? Is that the typical songwriter answer when somebody will ask you, what's that about?
I think so. I've listened to a lot of rock and roll and songs over the years, and then later you see an interview 20 years later, and they say, this song was about that. And I was like, not to me, it wasn't.
Yeah, that makes sense. You basically, Jerry, you make kind of what you want of what you hear, don't you?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's how your perception is.
And, it's good if it can be interpreted 2 or 3 different ways. That's great. Just goes back to the spirit of the song.
There you go. I'm just so happy that you've done 8 albums, and it sounds like. Do you already have the songs all written for the next albums ready to go, or Hot Lather 9?
The next 2 albums are already written. So
the next 2 albums are already written. I mentioned you were prolific earlier. I don't remember if I was on TV at the time. Good grief! People don't do that fast. They did that in the '60s.
You do it when it comes to you. You don't wait around.
Wow.
Yeah, but I just saw a deal on Creedence Clearwater Revival the other night. They put out 3 albums in 1 year. And Of course, all the songs were great,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
3 albums in 1 year. So we haven't got to that point yet.
Well, you see, now that is, that's actually, that's a lot of work.
They actually had more time because back in those days, there was no National Backyard Day.
There you go. Around National Backyard Day, you'd think you boys would be playing on the porch somewhere.
None.
No, yeah. But it's too early in the year for National Backyard Day anyway, because the pools aren't open yet. What are we thinking? Do we want to play another song? Or I tell you what, hold off a second.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you about some of these places that you have gone
Okay.
to. We talked about Ferdinand there a second. This is, I believe you were talking about, this is up in, is this Robinson, or where was this?
Well, we've been to Robinson, but I believe this is in Washington, Indiana, a new area they're building called the
that was
Commons.
what I was asking about.
They're
What is the new
building
area?
a new area called the Commons where they're going to have concerts and all of that right on their historic Main Street. They're still building it at the time we played this, which they were doing to help raise money for it. But this is in Washington, Indiana, kind of one of our adopted hometowns. And boy, we look old in that picture.
Well, you look quite a bit younger right here. I mean, you look much younger here live. What are they doing with the Commons? What's the Commons going to be? Do you know?
A little concert venue for the city.
They have a farmer's market there and some crafts and so forth, and it's just like a weekend place to try to get people downtown Washington, and they have concerts. and
Washington's
things
a
like
nice town.
It is. It's
It's
very nice.
what is it, 10, 15,000 people, maybe something like
I'd say
that.
something like that.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about.
Oh my!
I saw the Oompa Loompas, and I was wondering what exact. This is your road crew.
That was our road crew that day. That was in Crawfordsville, Indiana, up north, and we were at a vintage camper rally playing for them, and they were all dressed as Oompa Loompas that day.
We have a vintage rally tour.
Really?
These vintage campers, all these people get together and camp out at a certain park that have vintage,
Like old Airstreams and that kind of things?
Yes.
And they all decorate them a certain way, and then at night they get together and have a little cookout and everything, and they have us play. We played at one of them, and then it kind of spread around, so now we'll play up to 5 of them a year, different places in Indiana.
Oh, that's just
Yeah.
great!
It is.
I gotta know why they were Oompa Loompas for the.
They have a theme for every year, and it's always something different. And I think that was a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory theme.
Willy Wonka.
Or Willy Wonka, yeah.
That was a theme for that. Sometimes they might have a Saturday Night Fever might be. And
Did you? I gotta ask. Did you not get the memo?
No, we ignored that memo.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, that's kind of a loss right there that you weren't able to do that. That's too bad. Tell me about, and I brought this one in there because I want folks to see that you do have merch available as well.
Yeah, if you come to a show, we've got all kind of stuff. But if you ever want something, once again, I will gladly mail you something out with a self-addressed stamped envelope and trust you to send payment back.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Oh, that's cool. CD, that's cheap CDs. Are all these prices still in force? Or
usually, if I'm mailing a CD, it's usually $10 because
okay.
it will cost me $3 to ship
I
it
see.
probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not. As you can tell, we're not in it to make the money. We're just trying to get stuff out.
We
to the
just
folks.
try to break even on the CDs. It costs us X amount to get, say, 200 CDs, and we just try to recoup that money. We don't try to make any off of it.
And as you could see in that last photo, normally when we play, folks ask if when we set up if we'll put Jerry behind a tree.
I was wondering about that. I was going to mention it, but I wondered how he found himself behind the tip tree. Is that for your looks, I guess?
That is. It's like I hide behind a tree. You don't want to scare people off or they even listen.
He doesn't want anybody to learn his guitar tricks.
Well, I got to tell you, he's got them. I mean, we've seen him over the years, Steve. He certainly has them. It's fantastic. I love the sound of that first tune. I can't wait to hear the next tune. What are we going to play next?
We're going to play. We always put at least one waltz on every CD because the kids love waltzes, you know. So this is a waltz that's on the new CD.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Burma Shavers.
Suspense is terrible, I hope that it will last. Things might unfold. Demise of dignity lies somewhere in the past. Growing pains of growing old. 3 yards and a cloud of dust. In conclusion, in God we trust. Good enough for the old folks, that's good enough for me. Tug on the ear, wink of an eye, surprise of a hook in the mouth. Feather in the cap, yes, still you'll never fly like a northbound crane migrating south. 3 yards and a cloud of dust. In conclusion, in God we trust. Good enough for the young folks, that's good enough for me. To find a cobbler anymore, and the lamplighters went on the lamp. Yet there's more shoes, there's way too many floors, and it's darker than it ever has been. 3 yards and a cloud of dust. In conclusion, in God we trust. Good enough for the old folks, that's good enough for me. Good enough for the old folks, that's good enough for me.
There you go, ladies and
And I want you to
gentlemen.
know,
The Burma Shavers, yes.
The only reason I messed up on that song was so you could tell we were not lip syncing.
Oh, no problem. I'm just glad that listening to the lyrics of that song, you guys don't consider us part of the old folks.
Yeah.
I hope so, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Again, it's the Burma Shavers, a live hot lather set 8. All right, so if this one is out now, and you have two more in the hopper coming, what kind of time frame are we looking at for the next couple?
Hopefully,
boys?
maybe one before the end of the year, and maybe one about this time next year. It just depends on how much time we have in between playing the shows that are coming up. And I also want to say, if you stream music, they're all out there on all the streaming services also.
Okay.
But drop us a line. We'll be happy to mail you something.
Tell them again how to get a hold of you.
www.theburmashavers.com or on Facebook, The Burma Shavers.
Well, that's just outstanding. And other places we've mentioned that you said you got 5 gigs. Where do you think, where will folks be able to find you?
Macanda, Illinois.
Mill Shoals.
Oh, he's still playing the Mill Shoals.
They're having another deal here coming up.
I thought they made her shut down.
They did, but they're putting it somewhere else. They called us, got a hold of us. We're going to play somewhere in Mill Shoals for that same deal. So that's in May, I think.
Dana Bear and all that.
Dana and Jerry, yeah.
Well, Dana and Jerry do an outstanding job.
They do, great
They're
people.
Wonderful folks down there in the Mill Shoals area. And so again, go to burmashavers.com or take a look at Burma Shavers there on the on the website. Facebook. Well, fellas, I'm so happy that you're here, and I appreciate you being here. Best of luck this year. I was going to ask you about the future like arena tours, but we're not quite to that yet.
No, right now all we can think about is chicken in the backyard.
Yeah. I love it. Chicken in the backyard. Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you so much,
Jerry.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all next time on Big Talk with Bruce. Have a great day.